Hey guys, welcome back to another Building Kashyyyk weekly segment. So guys, this time we're going to be going into some more building, a lot of just repetition building, meaning more of the same building that we've been doing, but also we're finally going to get into that big giant Kashyyyk tree. Now just the beginning of it, we're not going to get in the full stock of it, that'll probably be next time, but definitely the beginning of it and show you how when you're building large structures, how to get the structure inside to make sure when you build it up very tall, it stays nice and sturdy and does not break down on you. That's a really key thing actually. It's kind of like the rebar in concrete basically, but you're doing that with Legos. So it's an important thing. Now some other cool little facts is I actually have a bunch of Captain Tarfful, I think that is the Wookiee. I don't have him right next to me, he's over there. But I actually got like I think 20 or 15 of him. I was able to get a lot of them for a very cheap price. So I've actually done a way to make Tarfful look different from the actual Lego Tarfful. You'll see later in the video, but I have a bunch of them to join all of the Chewbacca's and the Wookiee warriors I have. So really building up that Wookiee army we're going to need for later. Now, also if you can kind of see behind me, the beach has finally really expanded. It's gone out really far. And that's another great thing. And also these things right here, again, I don't know what to call them, little walkway pad things. I got the final parts I needed actually today. I've already started building a couple more. Now I'm planning on building like around 15 to 20 of them, and I actually are just building 3 or 4 of them already. I've already run out of a really key part that I need to continue building more of them. So at the moment I only can put 3 more for this episode. So I've already ordered the part that I need. It's being processed right now, and that should be here hopefully in the next week, so I should have even more of these built by next time. Alright guys, so there's a lot to show you. Let's get right into it right now. Alright guys, getting right into it. So here is the bunch of Captain Tarfful, or Tarfful, one or the other. I always get them mixed up for some reason. Anyhow, here's a bunch of them. I'm pretty sure it's 20 of them, and then there's 2 up here. So the way I can actually distinguish the difference between all of these guys and the actual ones I got in my sets, I have 2 of the ATAPs, is if you look, the printed legs right here, and plus the dark brown hands are not on these guys right here. I have regular brown hands and then no printing on the legs. So that's how you'll be able to distinguish the actual Tarfful to the other ones I have here and bulk them out. Now basically some guy from Hong Kong came up, he shot me an email or sent me an email, however you want to say that. He came up and he's like, hey, I got a bunch of these extra parts, and actually what he was talking about is, I can't really do it, but here. Basically, he was talking about just this right here, just that, and then I basically supplied the body, the hands, and the legs. So yeah, now I don't know how he got a bunch of these, but I can tell you it was a very cheap price, and it's something that I knew I could use to my advantage for Kashyyyk. And it actually looks much different than the Lego Tarfful you'll get in the set. Other than, of course, this piece is exactly the same, but you know there is some differences like the hands and the legs. But I think that's fine. And the reason why I couldn't get dark brown hands is because they're actually I didn't even realize this, but this figure along with the Chewbacca, the new Chewbacca figure, are the only figures that actually have dark brown hands. A little fun fact there. So because they're obviously not widely available at all, brown hands was the best I could get on me, and I think that they actually look just fine. And again, it makes it look the actual Tarfful here look a lot different than all of these guys. But anyhow, there's a lot of Tarffuls. It looks really cool. And then you have all these Chewbaccas over here and the Wookiee warriors. The Wookiee warriors are the guys with the spears here. I'll actually put all of our Wookiees that we have
all these different Wookiees. I guess we'll just look at these three. These are the main guys who will be on the beaches attacking. So we have a lot of different Wookiee variety, which is good because the Wookiees do look very different. I have a lot of different wardrobes and colors of brown, so it's really good that I actually was able to get a lot of these. Change it up quite a bit. But anyhow, just wanted to show you all these guys. They look very cool. I hope you guys are okay with this because, yeah. Also, a really cool little thing is, I don't know if you guys can notice, this Tarfful right here has a misprinted piece, and it looks extremely cool when it's misprinted. Extremely cool. Like, there's a lot of misprinting on him, and as you can see, like on the face, just extremely awesome looking. Here, I'll show you the comparisons. It's really cool what this Wookiee right here, his misprints look like. So you can compare and see the difference here. Quite a difference, and it looks really, really cool. I'll have to use him as like a commander or some kind of special Wookiee because he looks way cool. So yeah, very awesome. Alright guys, let's move on to some other stuff. Alright everybody, so what we have going on here is I've basically almost finished up the beach here. At least not finish up, but covered in tan, but the detail of the tan will come later. When I say the detail is like this part right here. So I'm almost done, and as you can see, it's just this space right here. Everything else has been covered up, and we'll get into some of the details like the tree over there in just a few minutes. But anyhow, as you can see, it looks really, really great. When you start adding a lot of tan in, it really looks great. I'm really happy with it actually. But anyhow, why I'm wanting to show this before the beach is actually fully done is I want to show you how I build up when you're building on top of the base plates like this. You can kind of see how I'm sloping from here. You see how I'm doing it. But anyhow, so let's see how I do this. So if we take this plate, pick it up. Basically what I have is, in order for these plates to be fully compact and they won't I guess you could say, let me do this example, they won't bend like that. And see how it bending down is bad. So you always want to cover especially on plates like this, you always want to cover all four corners, but you don't want to leave your middle blank. You also want to have structure support in the middle as well. So what I have going on here is I have four corners, one here, and then these two right here are on the other corners, and then I have two strips of gray bricks going on a line down, and that goes for all of these right here. You can see the same thing is being used over and over and over. So anyhow, what I'm talking about is if we lower that down and we push that down like that, it's nice and compact now. So basically the reason why you want to do that, the reason why you want to make sure all of these plates that you're putting down, especially in large spaces, is that you have, if you're needing to add more detail like this, or just say you want to add a figure or something right here. Basically, adding that extra support will be good, either for building. So, like for example, I have a tree I'm building over here, and other things like you have a turbo tank or something that's heavy that's going to be on this, or I don't know. You just want to add a little sand mound on the corner edge right here, and it's bending. It's bending down. It's a really good thing to just back yourself up on. You always want to make sure everything is sturdy and everything. Now, as you can see, I'm using green and gray bricks. Green bricks I had from a Naboo mock I had made like almost 2 years ago. That from now. Or from the past, whatever. Anyhow, so I had some leftover green bricks, and I've just been using that. Again, you just use spare pieces for something that's going to always be covered up. All these bricks that are underneath this right here, you'll never see them. Now another thing is, if you noticed right here, I actually started putting tan on the edge right here. I'm gonna come back later and finish this and put more tan, dark tan in there. But at the moment, it's a little hard to do that, so that's just something I'll have to focus on later. Some of the last minute details we'll do at the once the mock is done, which will be in a couple months. But anyhow, I just want to show you that. I'm going to finish and cover up that, but I want to show everybody you know, how I put all these plates down and how raised plates, how they're exactly built, I guess you could say. Alright, well. Alright guys, moving on to the work in progress tree, Kashyyyk tree I have in the works here. Now I didn't get farther than this because I wanted to show you exactly how I'm going to build it. And basically the internal structure that's going to keep this from basically just breaking off and whatnot. So as you can see, I'm just using not the same color bricks on the outside. Obviously the tree is going to be brown, dark brown, but as you can see on the inside, I'm just using random colors, whatever I have, and a big variety that's cheap to get. You know, brown is a harder, more expensive color to get, so you don't want to use that on the inside of your tree. Anyhow, so every other layer of bricks, I'm gonna basically, so this layer, you know, it's got this thing right here, so it's just full bricks on top. So it'll go like that, and like that, or something like that. And then I'll get another one of these right here, and actually probably what I'll do is leave the center open, but connect the middle. So like that, I'll always leave the center open, and then I put that right on top, and I'll do that for every other layer. I'll add one of these, and it'll continue up. Now you have to also remember, this will probably actually move every now and then. I probably won't move it for a while because what's nice is I've centered it in the middle. So what can happen is as the tree is getting taller and taller, and I'm moving this section sideways to give the tree an angle look, this can move and the center can stay exactly where it is, because this room right here can be pushed almost 8 to 9 studs over before I actually have to push this off right here. Now obviously it'll be more sturdy once I'm done. So it'll be like this and this, and then go all the way up until I necessarily need to push it over. Now, but what's nice about using these things right here is I'll be able to put some Technic rods on the inside, and it'll give it a very sturdy structure. And the reason why I'm going to need that is because when it's going up, you know, it gets really tall up here, you know, you don't want to just accidentally, whoops, hit it, and it all breaks to pieces, and your hard work of hours is depleted. And, you know, in case the mock gets shaken or something, like these will shake right here. Probably not the most sturdy idea of putting them on these rods right here, but that's because I haven't put the Technic rods in the middle of that. But anyhow, that is what I have going on with the tree. Next week you'll see it probably at least to this height, maybe even taller, and you'll start to see how I'm going to build this tree up. And you can see it's very wide, big tree actually. Now you also notice that I've of course continued the beach. The beach is now finished. Here's the final look. I know we actually just looked at the beach being built, and here is kind of a, not the final, obviously there's more detailing like this right here. I just, you know, more plates to be stacked and detail, like for example that end right there. You can see there's a difference between that and right here. So that's got to be continued all the way down, but that's for later. That does not have to be done right now. It's just extra little details. What does have to be done right now is you know, this dark green that we're merging into. So we started with the beach, the dark tan beach, and we've completed the entire beach section, and now we're going to move on to the forest section, and that's what's left right here. So you can see this line right there. So this all area right here is going to be dark green color. And I may change it. I may actually change it to brown. We'll see. But I know right here there'll be a little dark green. I might go from dark green to brown. I don't know what I have decided on that just yet. But I definitely know it'll be dark green right here because I've already started building on this dark green. And as you can see, I made it very sturdy under here. A lot of plates, a lot of bricks holding the plates. Make sure it's extremely sturdy. And it's sturdy enough that I could probably sit on it and it won't break. That's how sturdy I'm going to make it. But anyhow, I also tested some ground cover right here. I don't know how I'm going to mix in the sand green. Maybe put that back in here or something, but I've just started experimenting on different ground covers. I don't know how I want to do that yet. That's for later, but I have started experimenting. You know, I had some ideas of bringing in the dark tan, wherever that is, some dark tan slopes maybe, because it makes sense for it to go back to dark tan to like this olive green color to dark green to regular green to sand green. Somewhere in that, you know, you have sand green. So, you know, you want to get the dark colors bleed into the light colors. So, yeah. So I'm experimenting. This is nothing final, just a little thing I was experimenting with. And again, I'll just show you guys the full final beach. Sorry about this right here, but you know, I'm obviously building the tree, so you're gonna have parts in places. But again, the beach looks really cool. Another thing you might notice, I was kind of just being silly, but I went ahead and put most of the Wookiees and some of the clone troopers, so many more over here. As you can see, a lot of them. So just a bit of the clone troopers right here, but pretty much all the Wookiees I have at the moment right here. So really cool actually to see that. And again, the beach looks great. I'm really happy with how it's looking. It's starting to really look like Kashyyyk. Another thing, of course, you got to fill in this water, but that is just something that's going to have to wait, because I was looking on Bricklink. This is 3,000 studs. This is 3,000 right here. Maybe a little bit more, but about 3,000 of these just great blue studs. And you can flatten that about the height that this right here is at. Maybe this is a little taller, but as you can see, it would take probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you got to put maybe 2 or 3 more back. So that's 6, probably talking 7 of these bags right here. 7 times 3, that's 21,000 Lego studs that I need. And the studs go for 1 cent each, so if I'm doing my math correctly, that's $210 if I'm correct. Maybe I'm off. Maybe it's only $110 or something around that. $200 to $100 for the amount of studs that I need. Now, if I go to the Lego store and I just buy an entire box full, one big box, I don't really have a size comparison near me, but one big box of this color right here, for $70 I could fill this entire thing. So it's worth just waiting to get it at the Lego store, save myself another $100. So yeah, alright, so that's the beach and everything. And we're just gonna finish up with some drawings, and that'll be about it. Alright guys, so the second to last thing I want to show you is I went ahead this week and I did another little drawing. I know I'm a horrible artist, but it's enough that you can get an understanding of what I have going on here. So this is right here is Kashyyyk Wall. You know, these things right here kind of are like these structures, or maybe that structure right there. You know, they're just enough that I can reference off of. They're not actually going to look like that, but it gives me an idea of what I want to do. And this texture you see kind of everywhere in the background, that's going to be rocks at a slant. That's all rock structure. I've decided to make the entire thing rock, one big giant mountain, and so the base is going to be inside the mountain. There's going to be no maybe a little bit of this like outside structure, but pretty much barely none of that. It's going to be mostly just rock. I have some other ideas to include some detailing like that within, you know, the rocks. But as you can see right here, this thing right here, you may have noticed this early in the video, this is this right here, at least a rough idea of where I want the opening to be. So if we take this, come back here, and we look at this, and then you just have to imagine what this is going to be like. So, and then the opening's right there. Actually, there's a turbo tank right in between it. So there's so much to be done. A lot more progress is definitely going to come. But now that I have this to reference off of, I have a better idea what I want to do. And as you can see, this right here is the giant tree that's going to be at a curved angle. You can't really curve something that's going to be 3D coming at you. I mean, you probably can, but again, I'm not the greatest sketch artist. And that is what that tree right here is going to be. And then again, the mountains are going to start where this right here is, and the mountains are going to go all the way down. And I'll actually probably start building the mountains. The mountains are going to be at this line right here, this line right here, and it's going to go all the way down. I'll probably actually start building them this week. And then of course the Kashyyyk Wall right here. These things right here are these things, and these are actually going to be on this side right here as well. And see, you know, they're actually not going to go down, they're going to go up, but it's just a sketch thing. They're going to go up and they're going to meet the tree line, and you know, one of these structures, I had like 2 of them here, maybe 1 here. I have some branches coming off here, off the tree. I don't know, we'll just have to see where I go. But it is a pretty decent rough outline of what I want to do. And then you're probably wondering, what is this up here? Why is there, this is a gunship. I mean, this is the best rough sketch of a gunship that I can do here. Little tiny little gunship I drew. This right here, as you can see, you know, these rocks are going to be extremely tall. These mountains are going to be extremely tall. But this right here, this is the only part where it actually kind of sloped down. Probably going to slope down on this side as well. But it's going to slope down right here. And what I have in mind, I'll probably do another sketch when I get to it. But this line right here represents, this is actually going to be kind of like a landing pad. I talked about this way early, in like 10 episodes ago. I talked about the idea of like doing an elevator that would come up, that would take the gunships up to like the top, where this flat section built into the mountain is like flat, and the gunship would come up to that, and there would actually be a battle up here, as well as the entire battle that's going on here on Kashyyyk. You know, you have the rocks covering, so you can't see too much of the battle, but when you go over here, you'll see the battle of the entire top section. You'll have more mountains like going upwards this way. It's really hard to do with my hands, and it's obviously you guys can't see what my mind's seeing, but kind of just like you know, there's an elevator that comes all the way up to here, and the gunships come off there, and there's a battle that, you know, you have these where are they? Right here. These like vulture droids attacking the gunship, and there could be a really cool battle right there actually. So that's what's going to happen there. And then of course the entire inside is going to be the base. Again, we've already started building some of that, but we're actually going to focus on just getting the exterior done, because that's the really cool part that I know a lot of you want to see at first. So we're going to get most of that done. Some of the little details will come later at the end, but most of the major building can be done now, so we can get a better idea and get Kashyyyk looking like Kashyyyk. So yeah, just a pretty decent sketch. A lot of you can come off this saying, wow, you're maybe out of your mind there, David, and you might just be right. Last thing I wanted to show you guys is these right here, and the parts. I just want to show you how I store all these parts, guys. As you can see, I have a lot of brown parts. This is what I'm using to build the tree right here. A lot of brown parts right here, as well as here, and some tan parts. I just have random gray heads there. But you can see all kinds of different parts I have. Very cool. And where I get these cases right here, there's actually just toolbox cases, in fact. They're Stanley toolbox cases. You can get them on Amazon. They're only like $15 each. Not bad at all. Or you can go to like Home Depot, Lowe's, or something, whatever your local home improvement store is. You can probably find them there as well. But Amazon, definitely the best place to go, cheapest price. You can actually buy bulk, I think, and that's what I did. I have like 25 cases of these things. They're very useful for me. So that's where I'm actually going to store parts, and it really keeps everything organized, especially for this type of thing. And then of course you guys may have noticed the Kashyyyk Wall is down. It's over here. I know some of you may have already noticed that. Just thought I noticed that. Make a note of that. And the last thing is just seeing these right here. Seeing a bunch more. Here's what the final like design around it looks like. So I'll actually take this off. Darn it. Well, I guess it's a good thing actually. Now I can show you the inside. It's okay. It's Lego. You can fix it all the time. Anyways, here's how it's built. You can see there is a thing wrapping around the entire thing. And yeah. So note to self, see how I have these axes or these Technic pins I didn't put them on this right here, so that's why I kind of just broke off like that. So that's my fault for forgetting to do that. But at least you can see the design, how I did this. Very cool. Anyhow, guys, that's everything I want to show in this video. I think there's a lot of great stuff we covered, and yeah. So guys, let's just finish off the video.
Alright guys, so you just watched a pretty good segment. We got into some really good stuff, yeah. So guys, before we end off the video, I just want to cover a few things. We went into some of the new parts I got. Of course, these things, the tree, beach, and Tarfful and all them. But definitely, I talked about the last weekly segment, but definitely have some of your guys' ideas actually make its way onto the Kashyyyk base. So, somebody actually sent me shot me an email, whatever you want to call it. Sent me an email last week of a Lego digital designer design of one of these things. Now I couldn't use it because I already had this design done, and his design was a bit bigger, but it was very detailed and very nice, and I really enjoyed having somebody's other creation to look at. So I'm not accepting them just yet, but if you have an idea, this is an idea I'm having. If you have an idea, maybe something that I'm missing for the Kashyyyk base, maybe another one of, this thing right here. If you have a better design of this or something that maybe I just can't figure out or don't have the certain piece at the moment to build it, then somebody suggested the idea of using you guys to use Lego Digital Designer and see what you guys could create, and you could send it to my email, and I'll look over it and maybe I can use it, and I can also shout out your name in these weekly episodes. And I know that's a good way to get you guys, some publicity if you're a good designer. I'm not saying I'm gonna accept all of them, but I'm gonna go through the best ones that I think are good. So there's gonna be a lot that will be declined if you don't honestly think you're a good builder. Not being prejudiced or anything here, but I'm gonna be looking for the best designs, not medium quality, not quality, the best. Now that I'm not letting this happen just yet, but if you're open to the idea, leave a comment below whether you want to do this or not. Would you guys be open to sending me your designs for me to use in the Kashyyyk base, and all credit for that design? And if I only use part of that design, I'll still give you credit. I'll actually probably, if I do this, I'll create a list of anybody who had design help for me. I'll have a list, and that'll go into the final Kashyyyk video. Won't be in every weekly segment, but every time a new weekly segment with their new design in it, I will mention them in that segment particular, but it won't be every segment, if that makes sense. Not final yet, it's just an idea I had. If I get enough yeses for doing this from the comments this week, then we'll go ahead and start it in next week's episode. And if next week's episode's already out, go check it out, see what the results were. And just see where we go from there. But anyhow, if you like that idea, just say yes. Yes to the idea. That's all you have to say. Yes to the idea. I know exactly what you're talking about from there. Leave that in the comments. Vote it. Or no to the idea. Yes to the idea, no to the idea. That's all you have to say. It's really simple. I'm not so sure myself whether I want to do that or not, because I really want to make this mock my own creation. So if I do start doing this, it probably won't be that many. It'll probably be like 3 to 4 different designs for a certain section of the mock. That's it. I mean, we're not talking like 10s to 20s. We're talking 3 to 4 to 5 maybe at max. Because again, I really want to show my creativity off, instead of using somebody else's idea. But there is times where I can blank out and I can't figure it out. So that's why I want to introduce this idea. So if you're open to the idea, let me know down in the comments. Now another thing before we go, guys, is again, I'm very open to bringing on really great builders from Flickr. Getting their comments. Maybe they can shoot me a message and I can say their message to the webcam with some tips, or in the middle of the video where we're going over stuff, give them show the tips. And of course, the biggest thing that I showed you guys was what the design is going to look like in the final product, or at least a rough sketch. And this is very cool. I know a lot of you really liked when you saw this video. So let me know if you want to see more of this as well. Alright guys, that's about going to do it. Thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment on that new idea that I had. You know, it may not go through. You guys don't like the idea of me using your designs or whatever the case is. And it would only be through Lego Digital Designer. It wouldn't be... I mean, I guess I could look at pictures of your design, but Lego Digital Designer would be best because then I can open it up in the software and break apart the design so I could see exactly how it was made. But yeah. So, guys, leave a comment on that idea. Leave a comment just in general what you think of these weekly segments. Like the video if you enjoyed it, guys. We went through a lot of great content. Got some really good additions this week to the Kashyyyk base. And that's about going to do it, guys. Don't forget to share the video as well. Share it with your friends. Got to get this video to 50,000 views, or the videos, all of the videos to 50,000 plus views. That would be amazing. That's our big goal. And that's going to do it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in next week's segment. Bye-bye.